he's caught in the crossfire, and I'm here waking up to the sun and the sound of birds. Society's anxiety deprives of all that we're blessed with. We just can't get enough, no. Heaven, if you sent us down so we could build a playground for the sinners and play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now for every mother, every child, every brother who's caught in the crossfire. Trust what I'm given, and faith still needs a gun. Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts? So heaven, if you sent us down so we can build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now for every mother and every child, every brother that's caught in the crossfire. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. From New York to LA, east to the west. Go on and crown me king. I'm the best of the best. Just one look, you're gonna be obsessed. I give it all I got, never any less. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. 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 I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. I got something for you, a little more for you. You won't believe your eyes. Just watch me now. Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
I was telling everybody up your speed. That was a couple of years ago. And now I'm revving up for the never and switching up gears. Got a couple of years to go. Here we go. Soon as you hear that go, Liverpool to Portsmouth, yeah, that chorus got the crowd screaming. I got the people screaming. Hear the strap, seatbelt, there it's back. Time to blow like I'm dynamo. No more disappearing act. I know you missed me, I missed you too. Sometimes that's what a miss will do. Like Tayo, I was cruising. Now it's time to take my steering back. One of the best to ever do it. A testament to this game. And even in the wind, I never blew it. I swayed but kept to my lane. They call me Fleetwood Mac. I'm a Mac with a fleet. Still getting royalties, no spoiler, but I swear you me. I got the crowd screaming. Make some noise. Still speed. Either way I'm riding. Cameras can flash. Pretty lady by my side. Lewis Hamilton of rap. Foot down, moving mammoth on the track. And I don't need no GPS to see my manner on the map. Still representing my flag. And I've been all around the world, I've done laps. And I got the whole crowd raising the roof. I'm Nigel Man, so better take off hats. Sticks to the flats, to the bass up max. People in the rave, better raise your hands. Let me hear you make some noise. They tried to give me a ticket, but I ripped it like a raffle. Tell them people I am Mr. Derek Sack. Pedal to the middle on the level, now you gotta settle for anything less than gold. Now you gotta medal around about, end up and down and out. Trying to build since I was a little kid, but never had an ego. Running through the fields and the meadows of Valley Valley, and now I wanna heal. What you better was able to make a fake boy, but I could never make a real boy hard to steal. I ain't gonna stop until I do the people really get. I give them a demo when I was taught to do it. Did I get it back up on the bill, get it fresh from the back. Bob's your uncle, Mike's up, can feel it because I've got the willpower and the potential, and I've got the credentials, all of the essentials. When I get stressed from my BP rises, but I'm never gonna stop unless I need to get petrol. Still speeding. Still speeding.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to another edition of the Sunday Night Showdown here with the NEXXTCAR Racing League. That is right, folks. We are back. NEXXTCAR is back, and we are joined up here in the booth, like always, with the one and the only Peyton Tulloch. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, Ronnie. How's it going?
It's going good, man. You know, the start of this season here for season 10, it has been a funky start to this season. It was a week on, week off, week on, week off. But now we are finally in week 5 here in the Sin City. And the greatest news of all, Peyton, we are in for 13 straight weekends of racing here to settle season 10.
Yeah, every time we get to the summer months, it always seems a little wonky with kind of league racing. But like you just said, I mean, we finally got through all the off days, got through all the you know the dirtiness of the schedule, and now, I mean, look at it now. You got 13 straight weeks. You're After tonight, we're halfway through the regular season. Like it kind of feels like okay, it's really go time for the league. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. My apologies to everybody. My microphone is being picked up by the webcam, so we've got that strained up. It's coming through our professional microphone now. So, hey, hopefully the broadcast will sound a lot better now. Apologies for that. But, hey, the week on, it not only throws off the driving paint, but it throws off everything up here in the booth, too. We got to get back into the groove of things. But, hey, I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but this week on, week off kind of system that we going on here in the opening part of the season, how does that affect the driver's momentum? Racing is all about momentum, carrying it from the weekend prior into the current weekend. What is being week on racing, week off of racing? What does that do for a driver's momentum?
Well, it could be good and bad. Like if you were hot, like let's say you've won or finished top five a lot lately and everything, and you go on these weekend week off, you kind of like, oh man, like we were doing good, and now we're kind of resetting. But the drivers who've had bad luck recently, the guys who've wrecked out, had bad weeks, want to forget about them. A reset's awesome because it gives you time to kind of forget about that week, like for example, I know I didn't have the race I wanted in Indy a couple weekends ago, but that's not completely off my mind. Like at this point, it's a new race. It makes it easier for a guy to move on, and I think a lot of people don't believe it, but momentum is definitely a thing. So when you can get those kind of breaks to fall your way, you got to take them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know who has carried the momentum through the first part of this season, Peyton? That is none other than the 43 of Alberto Abar. This guy, 4 races completed so far. Tonight is the 5th race of the season 10, but he's already coming into tonight with 2 wins. You know, he got the season kicked off on the right foot heading to victory lane at Daytona in an absolute thriller of a finish, and then he got it done last race weekend at Indianapolis as well, and just a pure dominating fashion at that 2.5 mile track. So phenomenal start to the season here for Alberto here in season 10.
Yeah, that's Alberto for you. I mean, we talk about it over and over again on these, like, breakout, breakout, breakout. Well, he's here. There ain't no such thing as breakout now. Alberto has the speed week in, week out, and you kind of got that feeling like in his mind, like this is his year. So it's been exciting to watch the development of Alberto as a driver, and yeah, I mean he's a force now, so you gotta get used to it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is definitely his best start to a season we've had. But, you know, Peyton, we're talking about the season. Well, the chase is back. Everybody knows that. You know, it's back in NASCAR. It's back in NEXXTCAR. Well, tonight, at this checkered flag, when it raves tonight at the end of 130 laps, we will officially be halfway through the regular season as we're going to get your points pulled up on the screen here, folks. We got a brand new graphic for you guys to look at on the broadcast. But as you're looking at the point standings, Peyton, it is heating up, man. You know, you got Alberto at the top of things with his 2 wins, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s out of 4 starts. Right behind him, Joe Torres in second. He's got a win to his name. But then the other guy with the win is Colin Bollinger, all the way back down in that 9th position. Things are heating up all throughout the the chase. You know, your third, Robert Babcock, we've talked about him in the past couple of weeks and the phenomenal start to the season that he is having in that number 2 Toyota. He has put together one of the best seasons we have ever seen Robert have, and it is paying off in the points. He's currently sitting 4th. And then to round out your top 5 in the point standings is Jesse Graham. You know, a couple seasons ago, he walked out as the defending O'Reilly Auto Parts champion. So he knows how to get it done in this series, and he is showing, hey, I'm back for this thing, baby.
Yeah, it's so early. Please remember, anybody can win this thing still, and you're seeing it. Like a lot of guys have had a great start. Well, there's plenty of time to go, and for those guys who haven't had the start they wanted or missed races so far, I mean, we are just going to be halfway through our season at the end of the night. There is still tons of racing to do, tons of checker flags to go grab. So, like I said, kind of earlier in the show, like this is kind of that start. Like you get to the point where no more breaks, you're halfway through the regular season. This is where guys make their push to the playoffs, and it starts here.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're talking about the guys making the push to the playoffs. Well, if you look at the Chase cutoff line, obviously 12 drivers make it into the Chase, but we've got some heavy hitters down below that cutoff line. I know we talk about it every single season. Not everybody can make the playoffs. Not everyone can now make the Chase. But when you look at the names below this cutoff line, you know that those certain drivers, they're going to make a push into that Chase. So you got to look, if you're Robert Asong, Brendan Jenks, Trenton Branson, 10th, 11th, and 12th right now, you're on the inside of the Chase. But you've got some heavy hitters that you know are coming for those Chase positions. You got Andrew Bolander down there in 17th. Owen Bridges right behind him in 18th. You got Matt Tucker. He's making his big return to NEXXTCAR tonight. So he's another one that right now, looking at the standings, he might be back down there in that 25th position. But you never want to count out that 25. So we've got some heavy hitters, and if you're inside the Chase right now, you better take it as it comes because you might not be up there for long.
Oh yeah, I mean, you just named off some guys who aren't in the playoffs right now that are NEXXTCAR champions. And the two guys we're going to highlight there, I mean, you got the polar opposites. You got Andrew Bolander and Matt Tucker both trying to make a push. Andrew Bolander, very quiet, will kind of sneak up on you. It's kind of the guy at the end of the regular season. We're going to be talking about that bubble. You're going to be like, where did he come from?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely resembles Kevin Harvick a good bit. And Matt Tucker, I mean, all flash, kind of Joey Logano, young Joey Logano, kind of Carson Hocevar nowadays-ish. He's going to ruffle some feathers. He knows he's got a lot of work to do to make the playoffs, and he's here to try to do it. So two guys that have a lot of speed behind the cutoff line, do not count either out.
No, absolutely. I want to highlight a driver real quick. Robert Asong, he is currently in that 12th position, just inside the Chase. But shout out to him. A couple of weeks ago, he thought his season was over, Peyton. He had some surgery go down. He has been in recovery. But every Sunday since then, he has been out here on the track. He got it done last week at Indianapolis, put together a top 5 finish there. So, hey, huge shout out to Robert Asong.
Yeah, I mean, people make a big deal when like real life drivers get hurt and race through it. Christopher Bell and Brad Keselowski, for example, right now in real life, but in sim, it's a thing as well. I mean, if you get hurt, like it's hard to get behind this wheel. I mean, you still got the force feedback and everything. It is not easy. And Robert Song has been gutting it out. I mean, he has had some speed this season. I know he wants a little bit better results, but they're coming, and it's been really impressive to watch because I mean, he's a guy like I just said. You can't count him out. He's a NEXXTCAR winner, and he shows it off when he gets the opportunity. So I know he's not feeling the best still, but hey, I think we're all kind of cheering for him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you mentioned he's a winner here next year. You got to go back to, I think it was season 5 when he got it done at Myrtle Beach, but he's definitely a previous winner, knows how to get it done here in NEXXTCAR. But Peyton, we're in the Sin City, baby. The casino, it's right down the road, down on the strip. Everybody knows when you come to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, you're either going to win it on speed or you're going to win it on strategy. Tonight, how do both of those play a factor in tonight's race?
Yeah, it's hard, Ronnie. This is a difficult track to kind of game plan for because it's all risk reward. There's so many situations that come up during Las Vegas. It never fails. Even the basic races here that feel like it's going to be easy calls somehow get that curveball thrown in there, and then you get into that situation. Do you risk it all, or do you play a little bit safe and try to escape? And we see it time and time again. Heck, I mean, I won a race here, kind of going big or go home on a bet that hit just a couple seasons ago, and there's gonna be a situation in this race where the field's gonna end up being split on something, and it's gonna kind of throw a whole wrench in this race. And hey, that's Sin City for you. You know, you bet on black, you bet on red. Who knows? You got to commit one way or another and hope it lands.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it. The field is going to be split. There's gambling going down at the casinos. There's gambling going down at this 1.5-mile track. And at the end of the night, only one driver can be on the right side of that strategy, Peyton. Las Vegas, it provides some great racing. It provides some draft-heavy racing. I know we don't really think about Las Vegas as, I'm not going to throw it into a super speedway column or anything like that, but you get a lot of draft here at Las Vegas. How is that going to play a factor too? Because these corners, man, 1 and 2 completely different than 3 and 4. Down there in turns 1 and 2, you have got to watch out for those bumps, especially on that bottom line. So how much is this track going to play a factor tonight as well?
Yeah, it's a challenging track because I mean it's all about you want to save tires and everything, but like usually bottom lane, especially in the daytime, can be a lot slower. How slick it gets. Uh, it's hard. I mean, it's like I know we kind of keep beating the bush on the Sin City gambling part, but it truly is. Every lap, every corner, like you're taking a risk. Like, do you wear your tires out? Maybe run the high lane. Do you play it safe? Do you try to get track position on restarts? Restarts are going to be insane. There is so many twists. Not to mention pit road. Like everybody kind of sleeps
Hmm.
on Vegas. This is a hard pit road to get on and off of. And it's long. Like it's a pretty damn long pit road. So make a mistake here can be detrimental to your race. So there's all kinds of factors here. It might be a mile and a half, but it is not basic at all. It's not your standard mile and a half. So you're gonna see a little bit of everything, and I think it's what makes it challenging as a driver. Kind of wish you had a pit crew, a crew chief. There you go, a crew chief over your race because it's hard to kind of manage everything behind the wheel here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you mentioned that pit lane. We saw it a couple weeks ago at Iowa, just how detrimental that pit lane can be. And excuse me, this is no different here. You're entering pit road immediately off of turn 4. So you're going from the banking, Peyton, down to the flat part of the track onto pit lane. That's going to upset the cars. You're going to bottom out. You're going to have to be extremely careful. But if you're also one of those drivers that is not coming to pit road, but the guy in front of you is, that can cause some issues as well. If you're not paying attention, either run that guy over because he can't get down on the apron to get onto pit road through turns 3 and 4, you know, so it definitely plays a huge factor all the way around this race.
Oh yeah, like you literally gotta be on your hands and toes at all times because trouble's right around the corner. Um, you can definitely hit it big or lose it all in one lap here. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what Las Vegas Motor Speedway is all about. But hey, how do you feel about tonight?
I I don't know, Roddy. I feel a little washed lately. You kind of jinxed me at Pocono in their best performance, and last week you wrecked out. So we kind of talk about drivers wanting a reset. We definitely needed one in the 17 camp. So it's a track we've won that. I really like Vegas. It's hot and slick out here though right now, so we're kind of struggling a little bit. But hey, I mean we'll see. I feel like anytime I don't have confidence in racing, when I do the best. So hey, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the last topics I want to talk about, you know, we talk about race wins. You know, Alberto's got 2 of them. Torres has got 1. Bollinger's got 1. But if you look at the stage wins, man, we are 4 for 4 on 4 different stage winners. Curtis got it done at Daytona. Jenks won it at Pocono. Chase Pierce, the rookie in his debut in NEXXTCAR, got the stage win at Iowa. And then Alberto got it done at Indianapolis for that stage win. So that's pretty cool. You know, 4 for 4 on 4 different stage winners here to kick off season 10. And now that the chase is back, Payne, and you cannot rely on those wins to make it, you've got to consistency has got to get you into the playoffs. Those stage points are now more important than ever.
Oh yeah, like stage points are huge in this type of racing because every point matters when not only making the playoffs, but when it comes to getting rewarded those playoff points at the end of the season. Wins don't reward them anymore. I guess they reward a lot of points and they'll help you out getting those points at the end, but they don't reward playoff points. And your seeding it dictates all of that. So a very huge underrated aspect in this is even though I mean you're out of the win it in and everything, points matter at an all-time high and any point you can get, you got to get it because it's gonna be hard to make the playoffs. It's gonna be hard to go far. So stages matter more than ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last thing before I let you go is practice is quickly coming to a close here at Las Vegas. Let's pull up your schedule because we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Las Vegas Motor Speedway, week 5. When that checkered flag flies tonight, that'll officially mark the halfway point of the regular season. Then you got Phoenix next week. Excuse me, followed up by Charlotte, Auto Club, Texas, and Darlington, rounding out your regular season. Man, talk about a mixture of tracks in weeks 6 through 10, and what a mixture of tracks to make our chase.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't end tonight. Like, I mean, the journey continues, as they say. I mean, you got quite a few challenging tracks there, Ronnie. Phoenix is in and of itself a beast. That dog leg, always interesting. You talk about risk reward. He doesn't stop this week. Next week, that dog leg is the prime example of a risk reward corner in NASCAR. Um, Charlotte, a little more basic, but seems to always give people issues. Auto clubs can be really fun. Texas, a track we don't have a ton of experience at, has gave good racing though in the races we've had there. And then Darlington, whoever made the schedule was cruel to put that as a cutoff race because that's going to be an insane race to be a part of. So yeah, you've got a really good mix there to end the season, Ronnie. So I'm excited for her as a driver. I'm excited for her as a fan of the league because it's going to be exciting to watch from the broadcast. That's for sure.
Absolutely, buddy. But hey, next weekend is Phoenix Raceway. We have got a special edition of the NEXXTCAR pre-race show next weekend for the 4th of July. But Peyton, that is going to wrap up the pre-race show here from Las Vegas. I appreciate you jumping up here once again here tonight like you always do. And as always, best of luck tonight, buddy.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited not to be part of the pre-race next week. That's going to be a really special one. So, but as always, Ronnie, thank you for having me, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely, buddy. Best of luck.
Thank you.
But folks, this is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This race can either be won on speed or it can be won on strategy. The casinos might be 2 miles down from the track on the Las Vegas Strip, but tonight the gambling goes down at this 1.5 mile track. Folks, this is the NEXXTCAR Racing League, and this is the Sin City.
Here we go. It's about time that we set it off. Here we go. Red lights, I could never stop. A dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. Got me singing like bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legend. Won't stop till we're legend. Here we go. It's my turn to make history. Here we go. When I'm gone, they'll remember me. Yeah, a dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever want, was all I ever wanted. Got me singing like bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legend.
All right, folks, welcome back here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we are getting ready to go battle here at this 1.5 mile track here in week 5 of season 10. Let's check out your race information for tonight here for the Sin City 200, presented by True Designs Racing Cockpits and W Energy. True Designs back on board for the premier sponsor of the NEXXTCAR Racing League here in Season 10. If you guys do not know what True Designs is, well, it is paint scheme creating company owned and operated by our very own Nicholas Trudeau. 90 laps. I'm sorry, that is completely incorrect. It is 130 laps with that stage break coming at lap 50. So that is completely incorrect. 80-degree Fahrenheit, 18% humidity under partly cloudy skies. But folks, if you look at the right side of this graphic, you will see that wind. A grueling 23-mile-an-hour winds here around this 1.5-mile track. That is going to play a huge factor for these cars coming off of turn 2 and coming off of turn 4. That track temperature currently sitting at 99 degrees Fahrenheit. But folks, right around the corner in 30 seconds, qualifying will be coming to an end. But we talked about it at the end of the pre-race show, folks. Next week, that is going to be a pre-race show you are not going to want to miss at Phoenix Raceway here for the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Not going to talk about it, but Peyton Tulloch is taking that week off from the pre-race show. We're bringing up a couple other individuals, and like I said, that is going to be a pre-race show you are not going to want to miss next week. But folks, qualifying has come to an end. That means one thing and one thing only. We are getting ready to go racing here for 130 laps around this 1.5 mile track. Let's check out your starting grid for tonight. Alberto Abar getting the pull tonight with Daniel Smith and his return here to NEXXTCAR in Season 10 to his outside and at 31. Row number 2 is going to go to Peyton Tulloch and Hunter Manley. Row number 3, Owen Bridges, Joe Torres. Row number 4, Keegan Lloyd, Cole Morton. With your top 10, Jesse Graham and Matt Tucker rounding out your top 10. Parker Suplin in 11th in his NEXXTCAR debut, right along with Don Mielkowicz in 12th. Rayshawn Wakefield in 13th with Trenton Branson in 14th, Colin Bollinger 15th, Robert Babcock 16th, Cole Gosnell 17th, Adam Curtis rounding out your NEXXTCAR field in that 18th position. Let's see if we can't dial up your pole sitter real quick. Alberto Abar, trying to eat a booth. You got me, buddy?
Loud and clear.
All right, brother. Coming into tonight's race, 2 wins to start the season, grabbing the pole. How do you feel about it for 130 laps around this 1.5 mile track?
I feel pretty confident on this track, even though it's going to be a little bit hotter today and it's going to be slick. Just going to try to keep my tires under me and try to keep the race car clean on this one.
Absolutely, buddy. Best of luck tonight.
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. But, folks, the pace car leading the field for the first time down here into turns 1 and 2. I'm sorry, in 3 and 4. Drivers, reach down there one more time and tighten those steering wheels one more time here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The pace car looking to hook that hard left off of turn 4 onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the flagman's hands, and for the first time here in the Sin City, we are underway here at this 1.5 mile track. We are green flag at Las Vegas. Up through the gears they go, bumper to bumper, side by side for the first 2 rows, all the way down here to turns 1 and 2. Alberto Abar, Daniel Smith, dead even this time through 1 and 2. Peyton Tulloch noses ahead of Hunter Manley off of 2. Peyton slides up in front of the 15. Manley all over his back bumper down here to turns 3 and 4. Tulloch's going to survive it. Smith's going to try to clear the 43. Nothing doing this time. Now Smith gets back to the gas. 43, big wiggle on the bottom through 3 and 4. Hunter Manley up into the outside wall off of 4. Manley's going to lose a position, drops back to that 5th spot. Now getting a big shot from Jesse Graham just behind him. Owen Bridges now going to make the move. Caution out for the first time tonight here down the backstretch here on lap 2. Let's back it up and let's see what happened here down the backstretch here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Parker Suplin involved in this one. Looks like Jesse Graham underneath him just got a little, he got tight there off of turn 2, and unfortunately, the 77 was on his outside. Major impact to the inside wall for the 5 as well, coming back down the track. Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe Jesse Graham just thought maybe he was clear. I don't know, maybe he thought the 77 is going to be closer to the wall off of the corner exit, or let's jump on the NEXXTCAR drone here. Yeah, 77 is actually kind of coming down the track a little bit here. The NEXXTCAR drone picking up a different angle than what we've had before. Yeah, 77's in that second lane, but right there. Yeah, I think Jesse Graham just thought he was going to be up closer to the wall off corner exit, but unfortunately the 5 major impact to the outside wall, then comes back across the track down to that inside wall. But under caution for the first time tonight. Daniel Smith, Alberto Abar, Peyton Tulloch, Joe Torres, Keegan Lloyd in his NEXXTCAR debut up inside the top 5 in that number 3. Matt Tucker making his return to NEXXTCAR, up 4 positions up into that 6th spot. Don Mielkowicz in his NEXXTCAR debut in 7th. Trent Branson 8th, Cole Gosnell 9th, and Adam Curtis rounding out your top 10. Right now, both the 5 and 77 on pit road. 77, Parker Suplin. He's making his exit right now, but the 5 of Jesse Graham, we are getting word, has just taken that Chevy to the garage. So unfortunately, that is going to end Jesse Graham's night here early on lap 2. But the lights should be going off that iRacing pace car this time by. Peyton Tulloch's going to make the drop down onto pit road. Tulloch leading the field back down pit road. Coming down to get some extra gas added, topper off, and he will be down and away along with Owen Bridges, Hunter Manley, Rayshawn Wingfield, Adam Curtis, Robert Babcock, and Parker Suplin. But back out front, the lights are off on the iRacing pace car, and that means one thing and one thing only, folks. We are going back racing this time. Your front row, the same exact front row that we had to start this race. Daniel Smith, the leader, choosing that outside line. Here in the NEXXTCAR Racing League, we allow the leader and the leader only to have lane choice. So Smith choosing the outside line, the line that got him the lead to start the race. So that's going to put Alberto Abar back to his inside. The pace car looking to hook that hard left back onto pit lane. The control of the field back in the hands of the 31 of Daniel Smith. Into the NEXXTCAR restart zone we go. We're back underway here at Las Vegas. Green flag back in the air. A great launch by the 31. Alberto Abar under fire from Keegan Lloyd and Joe Torres directly behind him. Lloyd outside, Torres down below. Matt Tucker just behind these two side by side off of 2. Right along on top of the 11 of Keegan Lloyd, just to the outside of the 3 of Joe Torres. This is your side-by-side battle for third. Just behind them, Matt Tucker trying to figure out where he wants to go. Little contact between the 11 and the 3 heading into turn 1. That's going to slow up the 3 of Joe Torres ever so slightly. That's going to allow the 11 to clear him. But now, the 11 trying to bring the battle to the back bumper to the 31 of Daniel Plant Smith. Down the backstretch they go. Alberto Abar. And we're under caution for the second time tonight here. Rayshawn Winkfield's going to bring out your second caution of the night. He's got the 77 just behind him. Oh, yeah, the 7. Up into the outside wall, hard goes the 35 of Wingfield. Let's jump up on the NEXXTCAR chopper. Yeah, 77 makes a late move. 35, not sure if maybe he didn't expect that or he just tried to throw a little late of a block there. But unfortunately, the 35 hard impact into that outside wall. But under caution for the second time tonight. Alberto Abar, Keegan Lloyd, Don Milkowicz into 21. 3 drivers all staying out here. Now Cole Gosnell is going to join them along with Robert Babcock. Your top 5 all staying out under this caution here with Alberto Abar taking the lead. Daniel Smith leading the field down pit road. But folks, we're going to step away here for a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we have got more of the action right around the corner. All right, folks, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we are getting ready to go back racing this time. Alberto Abar, Keegan Lloyd, your front row with Robert Babcock, Don Milkowicz right behind them. The lights are off on iRacing Pace Car. That means one thing and one thing only. We are going back racing this time. The pace car hooking that hard left back onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the hands of the 43. Into the restart zone we go. Green flag back in the air here at Las Vegas. Up through the gears they go. Alberto Abar is going to clear the field this time in the 43. Keegan Lloyd falling back to the inside of the 2. Robert Babcock, who's trying to take advantage of being in the same line as the leader. He's going to get to the outside of that 11 Miller Lite Ford. But the 11's going to hold him off this time, but the 2 not going away. Here comes the 25 of Matt Tucker with the 17 of Tulloch. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Tulloch outside. The 21 of Don Milkowicz in the middle. Daniel Smith on the bottom. Still 3 wide. Smith moves it up a row. Tucker now through the middle. They're going to figure it out. They're going to go back 2 wide. Alberto Abar looking in his rearview mirror saying, well, I'm glad to not be a part of that right now here on lap 12 of 130. Big slide out of the 11 of Lloyd. Lloyd kept his foot in the gas. Going to lose a position, maybe 2, as Matt Tucker's going to try to take advantage. The 2's going to try to get to the outside. Nothing doing for that Red Bull Toyota. He's going to have to tuck back in line. Now the 11 decides to drop down to the white line behind Matt Tucker in the 25. Tucker in his return, he's up into that 3rd position. But out front, things starting to heat up. Alberto Abar, Daniel Smith. This was the side-by-side battle to start the race. Here they are on lap 13, back to being a side-by-side battle. Smith down low, Abar outside. Abar's got the preferred line off that high side. Can he carry that high side momentum? Yes, he can. Contact between the 43 and 31 at the line. 43 prevails this time. Neither one willing to give up down here in turns 1 and 2. Abar, he's going to prevail this time. He's going to continue that high line momentum. He's going to clear that 31 Pennzoil Super off of 2. But still side by side behind these guys for third. Tucker down low. Lloyd outside. To Luck just behind him. Right along on the 12 of Owen Bridges. Started in that 5th position. Currently in that 8th spot, just behind the side-by-side battle ahead of him. Caution is out for the 3rd time tonight. Getting word the 77 has been involved in another incident. And you see the 53 just ahead of him smoking. Colin Bollinger needed a good race tonight. Not going to get it here at Vegas. Let's back it up and let's see what happened. '77 just not clear and tried to move up, and there was a car on his outside and just not clear. Yeah, he had the 21 out there, and he just was not clear. Tried to come up. 21 cut him no slack. And unfortunately, 53, heavy damage for Bollinger. Let's jump on the helmet cam here of Colin Bollinger. Man, just trying to figure out where that 77 is going to slide, whether he's going to go down the track or what. And, well, the 77 did a good job of holding his brakes there. But unfortunately, right into the lap of the 53 machine of Colin Bollinger. And you see all the smoke coming out of the back of that Toyota Supra. Bollinger has taken that Toyota to the garage as well. But caution, out for the 3rd time tonight. But the lights are off on the iRacing pace car. That means one thing and one thing only. We are going back racing this time. Daniel Smith, Peyton Tulloch, Robert Babcock, Joe Torres, Hunter Manley, your top 5, with Keegan Lloyd, Owen Bridges, Alberto Abar, Matt Tucker, and Don Mielkowicz rounding out your top 10. But the pace car leading the field once again down through turns 3 and 4, looking to hook that hard left back onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the hands of the 31 of Daniel Smith. Into the NEXXTCAR restart zone we go. Green flag back in the air. Up through the gears they go, bumper to bumper, side by side down here, down into turns 1 and 2. Tulloch's going to slide up in front of Robert Babcock into 2. Now Babcock in a side-by-side battle with Torres for 3rd. Torres into 3 down low. Babcock into 2 outside. He's going to get up into the outside wall. That's going to stack everything up. The 11 of Lloyd's going to make the aggressive move down to the bottom to get around him. The 15 takes advantage. Oh, the 31's going to push up. That's going to open up the door for the 17 of Peyton Tulloch on the outside. Now here comes Joe Torres. He says, you guys wanted 2 wide? I'll give it to you 3 wide. Here comes the 3 of Torres. Tulloch to the lead here in the 17 down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. But here comes Joe Torres. He says, I want that lead back in that Mobile 1 Chevy. Torres looking down low underneath the 17 down the backstretch here into turns 3 and 4. Now side by side for the lead. 17 outside, 3 down low. 31 just behind him. Can he make it 3 wide through the middle? He might be thinking about it. Nothing doing this time. Torres now to the lead here at Las Vegas. Torres trying to slide up in front of the 17. Thinks better. Decides to protect the bottom for the 31. Here comes Daniel Smith. He's going to slide up the track. Peyton Tulloch gets shoved up the track. Tulloch from 1st back to 5th. Side by side now with Hunter Manley in that Liquid Death 15 Toyota Supra. Side by side for 2nd. Battle continues. They're going to get that figured out, but still side by side here for 4th. Alberto Abar, Hunter Manley. Tulloch has fallen all the way back to that 8th position in the 17. Trent Branson back here in the side-by-side battle. Babcock way up the track into 2. Trying to keep it out of the outside wall. He's also got the 21 just underneath him. But back out front, still side-by-side for 3rd, side-by-side for 5th. Now Alberto Abar is going to finally clear the 11 for 3rd. Now he's going to try to bring the battle to the back of Daniel Smith. Now Alberto Abar is going to bounce to the outside in the 43. He's going to get back to the gas before the 31. 31, big slide that time through turns 1 and 2. That's going to possibly open up the door for the 11. It does not. Now Abar's looking to try to get back to the outside of the 3 of Joe Torres. Abar hooking and booking on that high line here around this 1.5 mile track. Torres leads on back to lap 24 this time, but Abar says, you know what? I want that lead back. He's going to clear the 3 this time through turns 1 and 2. 43 back to the point. The 11 in a battle here for 4th. He's got Matt Tucker just underneath him in the 25, who's got Hunter Manley just behind him in the 15, giving him a shot. Manley, I thought, was going to try to put his nose through the middle there, decides better over, decides to just push the 25. But the side-by-side battle continues for 5th. Oh, big contact between the 11 and the 25. Both drivers keep it going straight. Both drivers keep it under control. They move it all the way down here to turns 3 and 4. 25 is going to prevail over the 11 this time. Here comes the 15 trying to take advantage. Can he get the big run off of turn 4? He cannot. Not going to be able to get to the inside of the 11 this time down the front stretch. Officially halfway through stage 1 here, folks. Oh, the 17 just behind the 12 of Owen Bridges. He's going to make a big move to the inside just ahead of Trenton Branson in the 32. Tulloch's now going to get underneath the 12. He's going to take over that 7th position as he's going to try to march his way back to the front of this field. Branson trying to give him a big push down the front stretch this time, trying to get to the back bumper of his good old buddy, old pal Payne. Tulloch not going to be able to do so. He's going to jump up in front of the 21 here to try to get a better momentum down here in turns 1 and 2. Owen Bridges, a big slide up through turns 1 and 2. Barely going to keep it out of the outside wall, but Peyton Tulloch and the 12 continue to run side by side here at Las Vegas. Matt Tucker trying to bring the fight to the inside of the 31 here at the start-finish line. Nothing doing this time. Matt Tucker last pit on lap 16. Daniel Smith was last on pit road on lap 8. So 8-lap fresher tires here for the 25, trying to put those fresher Goodyears to work. 31 up into the outside wall off of 2. That's going to open up the door for the 25 of Tucker. Can he try to carry that momentum here to 3 and 4? He's got to get to the inside of 31. Smith's going to try to get back to the gas quicker. Up the track he goes. That's going to allow the 25 to make that pass here for 3rd. Adam Curtis, Colin Bollinger, Gosnell, Wingfield, and Graham all out of this race tonight, leaving 13 drivers out there on the track. Something to miss with the 12 in the back. Owen Bridges stacked everything up behind him there for a second off of 2. But out front, it's Alberto Ibar by 0.8 of a second over Joe Torres, Matt Tucker, Daniel Smith, Hunter Manley, and the rest of the NEXXTCAR field. Payne to Luck, Owen Bridges side by side here. To Luck outside, Bridges inside, just ahead of them. Keegan Lloyd, Trenton Branson, they're side by side. This is a battle for that 6th position. Branson down low, Lloyd outside. Lloyd almost up into the outside wall through turns 3 and 4. That's going to allow Branson to make the pass. To Luck, not close enough to take advantage. But Lloyd's going to fall back to that 7th position as Branson moves up to 6th. Owen Bridges in a side-by-side battle here with Robert Babcock. Babcock outside. Oh, the 21's going to get tight behind those guys. Torres, Tucker side-by-side for 2nd. Tucker down low, Torres outside. Torres, your winner from a thriller in Iowa, currently running inside the top 3 in that 3rd position. Tucker, in his return to racing, he's making his first start here in season 10. Daniel Smith just behind this battle in 4th. Hunter Manley in 5th with a big slide out of turn 2 for the 17 at Tulloch. Right now, your biggest mover of the race. It is a tie between the 25 of Matt Tucker and the 32 of Trenton Branson. Both drivers up 8 positions. Unfortunately, oh, big slide for the 15 of Hunter Manley. I think he almost contacted the 32 with him, but huge slide for the 15 out of 2. Branson now going to take the momentum to the outside. Can he clear the 15? Yes, he can. But out front, Abar, 1.7 seconds the gap back to Matt Tucker. Tucker still in a battle with Joe Torres, who's got Daniel Smith breathing right down his rear bumper here through turns 3 and 4. Owen Bridges back in that 11th position. Cole Morton back in 12th. A lot of damage dead center on the front of that TikTok Chevy Camaro. Then the 77 just behind him in that 13th position. Battle heating up here. This is for that 8th position. Robert Babcock currently has it. The 21, the 11 just behind him. Now the 11 is going to take over that 9th position. That's Keegan Lloyd in his debut in NEXXTCAR. Don Mielkowicz just behind him in that 21. Oh, the 11's going to get right to the back bumper of the 2. The 2's going to slide up the track on corner exit. Takes the air, puts him in the 11 up into the outside wall. Put all that dirty air on the front of that Miller Lite Ford, and that is what put that 11 up into the outside wall. But now, can Lloyd regroup here and bring the battle back to that Red Bull Toyota of the 2? Then 21 took full advantage of that. He's going to move up a position, up into that 9th spot. Hunter Manley, Trenton Branson, battle brewing up here. This for that 5th position. Branson currently has it. Manley wants it. Branson outside. Manley down low for 3 and 4. Branson way up the track, trying to carry all the momentum that he can off corner exit. He's going to hold on to that 5th position at the line. 13 laps to go here in stage 1. The battle continues all the way down here into turns 1 and 2. 15 still underneath the 32. 32 almost up into the outside wall. Oh, Branson up into the outside wall that time through 3 and 4. That's going to give the position to the 15 of Manley. Here comes the 17 of Peyton Tullock. He's trying to take advantage of it in that Pokemon Chevy. He's now going to get to the inside of the 32. The 32 continuing to run up top here. Up into the outside wall once again. Hard. Makes a hard left there to block the 17 of Tullock. And all that's doing is allowing that 15 of Hunter Manley to pull away here in that 5th position. Abar, the gap, now 2 seconds between himself and Tucker in 2nd. Abar started on the pole, currently running in 1st with 10 laps to go here in stage 1. Alberto Abar, Matt Tucker, last on pit road on lap 16. Joe Torres, Daniel Smith, Hunter Manley, all on lap 8. Trenton Branson, lap 17. Peyton Tullock, Robert Babcock, lap 8 as well. So the fresher tires certainly paying dividends here early on here as we are closing in on 8 laps to go this time here in stage 1. Branson still has his hands full with that 32 machine. You saw him getting sideways on the entrance into 3. Payne to luck in the battle here. Robert Babcock just behind him, who's brought the 21 and the 11 along with them. 11 a little ways back with the 21 just on the rear bumper. Adam Curtis is back out on the track here in the 69. Big slide out of 2 just behind the 21, Adam Curtis. Looking to the inside of the 21 machine. He's going to make the pass down here in turns 3 and 4. Babcock trying to find a way back around to 69, but he's going to get tight behind Adam Curtis. That's going to open up the door once again for the 21 of Don Milkowicz. 69 is going to power his way around the 17 machine of Peyton Tullock. This is not a battle for position. Curtis currently being scored 10 laps down here with 6 laps to go here in this stage. Trent Branson in that 6th position, having a great race so far. Just behind Hunter Manley in 5th, Daniel Smith in 4th. Hunter Manley having a great start to this race as well, up there inside the top 5. It's been a couple weeks since that 15's made its way to the track, so great to see Hunter back out here and great to see him picking up right where we know he can leave off right here inside the top 5. But hard contact that time out of 2 with the outside wall. Trenton Branson did the same exact thing, so he wasn't able to take advantage of it, but Peyton Tulloch was way too far back to even think about it. But the 69 of Curtis wanting to get back up there and get a couple laps back here. He's going to look to the outside of Trenton Branson this time. Branson says, no, no, no. Manley running that high line. Same with Trenton Branson. Branson, hard contact once again with the outside wall. Paid to luck into it. Same with Robert Babcock. Babcock's now trying to throw a block on a 21. 21's going to slide it into 3 and 4. Three cars in a row. Major contact with the outside wall off of 2. Branson once again running that high line. Now thinks better of it. He's going to drop it down to the white line here through turns 1 and 2. Slides it again. Big slide off of 2. Man, Branson is wheeling and dealing this thing, folks. Let's jump on the helmet cam here through turns 1 and 2 with Trenton Branson and watch those hands go to work here off of turn 2. Woo, Manley up into the outside wall. Branson into the outside wall as well. Man, these drivers, they are struggling with these cars right now. But out front, white flag is in the air here for stage 1. Alberto Abar putting on an absolute clinic with those fresher tires. He has led 35 of the first 50 laps tonight, and Alberto Abar is going to lead the field back to the first checkered flag tonight. Abar is going to win stage 1. And he becomes the first repeat stage winner of season 10. Matt Tucker in second, Joe Torres third, Daniel Smith in fourth, Hunter Manley holds on for fifth with Trenton Branson sixth, Peyton Tulloch seventh, Robert Babcock eighth, Don Mielkowicz ninth, and Keegan Lloyd rounding out your top 10 here to end stage 1. But Alberto Abar getting it done here in the first stage. Folks, you saw just how out of control these cars were, especially coming off of turn 2. These drivers laying it all on the line tonight. But folks, that was just for the stage. We have got ourselves 80 laps to go in this one. Now, it is all on for that checkered flag. But we're going to step away here for a quick break. Don't go anywhere because we have got more of the action right around the corner from Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Just watch me now.
I was telling everybody up your speed. That was a couple of years ago. And now I'm revving up for the never end, switching up gears, got a couple of years to go. Here we go. Soon as you hear that go, Liverpool to Portsmouth, yeah, that chorus, got the crowd screaming. I got the people screaming. Hear the strap, seatbelt, there it's back. time to blow like I'm dynamo. No more disappearing act. I know you missed me, I missed you too. Sometimes that's what a miss will do. Like Tayo, I was cruising. Now it's time to take my steering back. One of the best to ever do it. A testament to this gang. And even in the wind, I never blew it. I swayed but kept to my lane. They call me Fleetwood Mac. I'm a Mac with a fleet. Still getting royalties. No spoiler, but I spoil you me. I got the crowd screaming.
All right, folks, welcome back here to Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where the NEXXTCAR Racing League is getting ready to go back racing here at the end of Stage 1. Now, folks, you might be thinking, why was the 69 getting so many passes around the pace car? Well, something we do here in NEXXTCAR, we understand that it takes a lot to do sim racing. It takes a lot on your PC. It takes a lot of internet. So if you have an internet issue or something along those lines, well, we let you get back to where you were before you had those issues. If you're 1 lap down, you come back, you're 10 laps down, we allow you to get back under caution back to 1 lap down. So excuse me, Adam Curtis was back on the lead lap when he had those issues. So we allow those drivers, when they do have those issues, to get back on the lead lap or get back to where they were before the issues occurred. So that is why you will see the 69 making all those passes under this caution. But folks, the lights are off on that iRacing pace car. We are getting ready to go back racing this time. The pace car hooking that hard left onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the hands of Alberto Abar. Into the restart zone we go, and we are underway here for Stage 2. 76 laps to go. Bang. Oh, Matt Tucker sideways through turns 1 and 2. That's going to stack up that inside line. He's going to jump up to the outside line just ahead of the 17 of Payne to Luck. 3 wide to Luck. The 3 of Torres. Hunter Manley taking full of it. Just barely clear to 3 goes Hunter Manley. He's going to slide up the track. He's going to make contact with the 25 of Matt Tucker. Tucker outside. Manley inside. Side by side battle for 3rd. Manley took it 3 wide, took full advantage of it, made the big move off corner exit. Now he's going to take that all the way to the inside of the 25, but now has to tuck back in behind that 25 machine of Matt Tucker. But folks, we just started Stage 2. The field's all bunched up. What do you say we go ahead and let's turn up the volume of the NEXXTCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, folks, and let's NEXXTCAR it up around this 1.5 mile track. You can see the mayhem just ahead of the 17 of Paint to Luck with 67 laps to go. Alberto Abar is loving what he is seeing in that rear view mirror. 5 drivers make it now 6 as Paint to Luck is going to join this battle where you can throw an absolute blanket over 6 drivers, bumper to bumper, make it 7 now as here comes Owen Bridges saying, hey boys, don't forget about me. But these drivers bumper to bumper, door to door here with 66 laps to go, swapping positions, slide jobbing each other. That's allowing Alberto Abar to pull out to a 2-second lead. Manley second, Robert Babcock third, Matt Tucker fourth, Daniel Smith fifth, Joe Torres sixth, Paint to Luck seventh, Owen Bridges in eighth. What a battle from second to eighth we have got on our hands right now. Neither driver, none of these 7 drivers involved in this wanting to give this up. All of them living on the line, on the edge right now. The 3 of Torres, he's going to get around to 31. But here comes Daniel Smith right back at him out of 2. Smith, man, these drivers crossing over each other, slide jobbing off corner exit. Now here comes Matt Tucker back underneath the 15 of Manley. These drivers putting it all on the line with 64 to go. Oh, Babcock's going to get squirrely on the entrance into 1. He's going to keep that number 2 Red Bull Toyota underneath him. Now Tucker's going to take over second. Manley almost up to the outside wall out of 2. Keeps his foot in it. He's now going to clear to 25. But for how long? Because here comes Tucker throwing it into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Daniel Smith right back at him in the 31. Torres shuts the door. Here comes Babcock. He's looking to get back to the outside of 3. And once again, Torres slams the door on him. Now comes back down the track in front of the 31. Now here comes Paint to Luck. He says, you know what? This looks fun, boys. Let me get some side-by-side action in my life. He's going to get to the inside of the 31. Tucker's up in the outside wall. Man, no one able to clear each other in this group. 7 drivers bumper to bumper, side by side, putting it all on the line for the show tonight here at Vegas. And look at the lead continue to grow for Alberto Abar. I said that, but it's starting to shrink here, folks. It went from 2.9 quickly down to 2.4, but now it's growing back. And now they're going to have the lap machine of the 77 just in front of them. These 7 drivers going to fire, barely clear to 2, but the 31 moves up. Slide job city here in the Sin City. My goodness, folks, these drivers putting on a show for us tonight with 61 laps to go. Now, they were a single file the first 4 in this group, but Hunter Manley says, all right, let's get back side by side. Torres pushes up. Manley gives him a shot out of 2. Oh, my goodness, folks. Daniel Smith, he's now going to try to get to the inside. Smith not able to do it. I'm sorry, he is going to be able to get to the inside. I thought Manley was going to get a better run on the entrance into 3. Torres doing everything he can to keep that 15 behind him. Matt Tucker says, you know what? Keep blocking for me, Joe. Keep doing your thing, buddy. Let me pull away from this group. Let me separate myself from this battle and see what I got for that 43 machine of Abar. But now, these drivers are going to get single file, but the big question is for how long? Folks, if you don't like what we just saw for the last 15 laps, then I don't know what you will like, because these drivers living on the edge, sideways off the corners, putting it all on the line here tonight. The 11-21 a little ways behind this battle. The 32 of Trenton Branson back here as well. But Alberto Abar back out to a 2.9 second lead over Matt Tucker, who was clear of this battle, but now finds himself right back in the thick of it all here in the 25. Torres bounces it to the outside. He's looking to bring Hunter Manley with him. Daniel Smith just behind this side-by-side battle. Joe Torres says, all right, boys, I'm back in the lead of this group. Y'all leave me alone now. Just when you think you're clear of this battle, they get right back to you. Owen Bridges in the 12, unfortunately, starting to lose contact with this battle. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Payton Tulloch in the 17 at the tail end of this. But still, side-by-side battle. Daniel Smith's going to try to make it 3 wide. Does he do it? Yes, he does. Smith, 3 wide. Tucker in the middle. Manley outside. Tucker backs out. Oh, the 2's going to get hooked by the 17. Babcock keeps it under control. Now Smith still side-by-side with Hunter Manley in turns 1 and 2. Oh, I thought Smith was going to get tight, and it looked from my angle he was going to get a little closer to the rear of that 15, but had a little wiggle room to move up the track there, but looking once again to the inside of that Liquid Death machine down here in turns 3 and 4. But nothing doing here at the line with 54 laps to go. Torres looking in his rearview mirror saying, all right, boys, y'all stay back there now. But Tucker coming right back. He's to the inside of that 31 machine. Daniel Smith on the outside. Tucker down low. Manley just ahead of this side-by-side battle in that 3rd position. Tucker not able to hold momentum on that bottom. 31 prevails this time. 25 bounces it to the outside this time through 1 and 2. Can he get the momentum off corner exit? He's going to slide his way. 31, big slide block. Now, Tucker, full of momentum. Can he get back to the inside of the 31? Yes, he can. Can he get that Dubby Chevy to stick on the bottom? Yes, he can, but they're going to be side by side on corner exit. Dead even at the line this time. Payton Tulloch, he says, all right, boys, I want some fun too. Well, I'm going to make it 3 wide on corner exit. Barely keeps it out of the wall. Tucker, you're 3 wide, buddy. I don't know if he knew Tulloch was on his far outside like that. I don't think he knew they were 3 wide. But 3 wide down the backstretch. Tulloch has to back out of it. Now Tulloch's going to shove the 31 down the front stretch this time. He's going to clear the 25, but now the 17 is in a side-by-side battle. 25 struggling on corner exit. Has Matt Tucker burned up his tires in all these side-by-side, throwing it into the corners. Now way up the track goes that 25, trying to get the momentum run off corner exit. Can he bring the battle back to that 17? But they are back to side-by-side for second. Torres, Manley. Remember, Torres was just clear of all of this. But now, just like the 25 found himself a couple of laps earlier, right back in the thick of it all. Up the track goes Manley, contact with the 3. Both drivers keep it going straight. But that's going to bring this battle right back up to the 3. Daniel Smith's going to try to get to the inside of the 15. Nothing doing. But all over the back bumper of the number 3 Mobil 1 machine of Joe Torres is that 15 once again. But he's got the 31 all over his back bumper. Who's got the 17 all over his? And here comes Matt Tucker powering back. Matt Tucker now looking to the outside of that 17 machine. Torres, man, I thought the 15 was going to get to his inside. Not able to do so this time, but still side by side for third. Manley currently has it. Daniel Smith trying to take it. Peyton Tulloch says, I'm going to try to look through the middle. The bump's got him out of sorts. He's going to have to settle in. 31, big slide out of 2. That's going to open up the door for Tucker. Now 3 wide once again, folks. Tucker up the track. That's going to push the 31 up. 17 on his far outside. My goodness, folks. These drivers just continuing to put on a show tonight. Let's jump on the helmet cam here of Robert Babcock and let's see what he sees out of that front windshield of that Red Bull Toyota Supra. Just a lot of jostling for position just ahead of the 2. But through all of this, Alberto Eibar up to a 4.5-second lead as these drivers back here just cannot get away from each other. They can't get away from the 3 wide action either. Now Manley back up the track. He has to jump out of the throttle. You saw the flames come out. He's going to lose a couple positions as a 25-17 bump drafting down the front stretch like this is Daytona or Talladega. Now to 17 trying to throw a block on a 31, but you know Smith isn't going to let you do that. Now Tulloch trying to bring the battle to the inside of the 3. Not going to be able to do so this time through 3 and 4. Daniel Smith, he regrouped. He's now to the inside of the 17 to Tulloch. And while all this is going on, let's go back out and check out the battle between the 21 and the 11. Cole Morton in this battle as well in the 94, but unfortunately, that 94 TikTok machine being scored 2 laps down. All up the track goes the 21. Barely going to keep it out of the 11. Trent Branson, unfortunately, on the track all by himself. Oh, Tulloch. He's going to go spin it through the infield grass. 43 laps to go, and the 17 machine goes through the infield grass. Folks, we don't normally do this on the live track, but we're going to back it up because we had been watching this battle for the last, 30 laps. Yeah, he just gets loose right there. Yeah, he got loose just in front of that 31. Right there, he's loose. And unfortunately, Daniel Smith just barely clips his back bumper. But now Tulloch finds himself back in that 8th position. But back to this battle. Torres starting to pull away. He's up to an 0.8 of a second gap over Matt Tucker in the rest of this battle. Owen Bridges 2.6 seconds back. He was a part of that battle for a while. But unfortunately, the 12, I don't know if he just maybe burned up his stuff or what, but he has fallen back 2.7, now make it 2.8 seconds behind Robert Babcock, just ahead of him. Manley hard contact with the outside wall. My goodness. That's going to allow the 2 machine of Babcock to bounce it to the outside. Oh, big slide by Manley. He's trying to come to pit road. Can he get that 15 machine slowed up? Yes, he can. Bridges now following suit. We talked about it in the pre-race show, folks. We're going to go back and watch Manley because watch this pit entrance. We talked about how dangerous it was or just how difficult it was coming to pit road in the pre-race show. Well, watch that 15 machine trying to get it slowed up. You see him. We're going to jump inside the helmet cam here real quick and watch the hands of Hunter Manley go to work here trying to get that 15 on the pit road. Does a great job of keeping it under control. But now, what does that do for everybody else? Peyton Tulloch's going to bring that Pokemon Chevy onto pit road as well. But what does this do for everybody else that's just in that battle? Joe Torres, Daniel Smith, Robert Babcock, Matt Tucker. When do they bring their machines to pit road? Alberto Eibar, your leader, he's got a 5.8 second gap over the field. So he has got himself some playing room here with 38 laps to go. Now a 6-second gap. Hunter Manley, the first car onto pit road during your final green flag pit stop here. That's going to be the car to keep an eye on. Hunter's last lap, 31.2. Alberto Eibar's last lap, a 32.5. So a 1.3 second difference there on fresh tires versus old tires. Eibar, he was last on pit road on lap 52. So Keegan Lloyd's going to bring that 11 machine onto pit road as well, but Alberto Eibar still out there logging laps. Daniel Smith, Joe Torres, their battle for second continues here. Smith's going to slide up in front of the 3. The 3 keeps his nose to his outside, so Smith couldn't do it. But they're going to continue their side-by-side battle all the way down here into turns 3 and 4. Daniel Smith coming to pit road this time. Matt Tucker, Robert Babcock, they join. Oh, Tucker locks him up at a 25. We're going to have to keep an eye on it, and the 25 gets a speeding penalty. Matt Tucker, too fast entering pit road. Black flag for the 25. Unfortunately, that is going to dig himself a big hole to get out of here in this one. Daniel Smith, Robert Babcock, clean entrance. Joe Torres, he takes over the lead as Alberto Eibar came down. He's done with his pit stop. Hunter Manley coming through turns 1 and 2 right now. Alberto Eibar getting up to speed on the apron. He's going to pass the blue cone. Hunter Manley just behind him. 1 second the gap between the 15 and the 43, folks. That is what the fresher tires of Hunter Manley has done. He has gone to the back bumper of Alberto Eibar, but now Eibar still has the cleaner air. But the 15, what can he do with these fresher tires? Joe Torres staying out here in the 3. I'm a little shocked that he's staying out as long as he is compared to his the guys he's battling in that group. Matt Tucker has served his black flag. You can see him coming off of pit road right now in that W Energy number 25 Chevy. But unfortunately, the damage has been done. Back in that 10th position. Torres bringing that number 3 machine to pit road as well. Cole Morton on pit road as well in the 94. He's got his service. He's down and away here in that Chevy Camaro. Alberto Eibar coming off of turn 4 right now. He's going to be coming around to grab the lead back. Smith and Bridges in a side-by-side battle. Bridges outside, Smith down low. Daniel Smith's going to make the pass. Joe Torres gets his service done. This is going to be the car that we're going to need to watch here. Everybody he was in a battle with came down on lap. Hunter Manley, lap 90. Daniel Smith, lap 95. Owen Bridges, lap 90. Peyton Tulloch, 91. Robert Babcock, 95. Matt Tucker, 95, but had the speeding penalty, so he's being scored all the way back in that 10th position. So right now, Joe Torres out of that group. He's going to have the fresher tires. He came down here on lap 98, so this is going to be the car to watch. Can he take advantage of having those fresher Goodyears? And can he run that group back down? And does maybe he have something if we get a late race caution here? But Alberto Abar has pulled out to a 3.9, make it 4-second gap now over that 15 machine of Hunter Manley. But folks, look at what these green flag pit stops have done. Manley, 4.2 seconds back, but 2 seconds ahead of Daniel Smith in the 31. Caution is out, folks. It's strategy. Throw it out the window because we are under caution for the 5th time tonight here with 30 laps to go. Trying to find what just happened. It's showing something amiss with the 11. Oh, just turns 1 and 2, grabbing another victim tonight. He gets down on the apron. That's exactly what happened. Gets into the outside wall, overcorrects it again, comes back across track, hard contact, and then gets sideways. But caution is out for the 5th time tonight, and this is not what the 43 of Alberto Abar wanted to see. He has had the car to beat all night long, but now this is exactly what that 43 was worried about because, folks, look behind him. He is the only car on the track right now, minus Matt Tucker, who is getting the wave around right now. Everybody, the entire field coming down, grabbing 4 fresh tires. They had an extra set in the pit box. The 43 of Alberto Abar did not. Wow. This is not what that 43 machine wanted to see at all. Alberto Abar was last on pit road on lap 95. Everybody else in the field, lap 102. Alberto Abar has had the car to beat all night long, but now, you know, we talked about in the pre-race show, this is the Sin City, the city of gambling. Well, the gamble early for that fresh set of tires. Remember, he pit on lap 16, and that got him the stage win with those 4 fresh tires. But that strategy call coming around here at the end of this race. Had this thing stayed green, that strategy call, 5-star A+. But now we're going to have to see that 43 machine go to work to hold off the 31, the 15, the 12, and the rest of this field. Getting ready to go back racing with 27 laps to go in this one, folks. 27 to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Abar, Smith, Bridges, Manley to Luck, your top 5 with Torres, Babcock, Milkwicks, Tucker, and Lloyd, your top 10 with Branson being scored 1 lap down along with Suplin, Morton 2 laps down, and then Curtis, Bollinger, Gosnell, Wingfield, and Graham all having to take their cars to the garage. But folks, the lights are off on that iRacing pace car. That means one thing and one thing only. We are going back racing this time. The pace car hooking that hard left back onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the hands of the 43 of Alberto Abar.
Into the restart zone we go. Green flag back in the air here at Las Vegas. Dead even at the line this time. 31 down low, 43 outside. A-bar. 8 lap older tires than the rest of the field. This is not shaping up the way you wanted it to if you were a fan of that 43 machine. Smith takes the lead. Manley trying to follow suit in that 15. Owen Bridges looking to continue his march towards the front of 12. Contact between the 43 and 12. Now the 43 taking full advantage of it. He's going to power his way back to the outside of the 15. Oh, Manley, hold on to it, buddy. He's going to hold on to it, but he's going to fall back to that third position. Alberto Abar is going to take over second. Does he have anything left in the tank to get up there and get that lead back? 24 laps to go this time. Matt Tucker, who got saved on that caution, he's up into that 7th position. Remember, green flag pit stops. Everybody thought that was the last pit stop they were going to make. Well, he sped onto pit road, got the speeding penalty, had to serve it, went a lap down, but that caution coming out saved his race, got him back into this thing. He's currently trying to take advantage of it. He's up into that 7th spot. Oh, Alberto Abar clipping the grass a little bit on the, trying to cut that apron. 0.2 of a second, the gap between Smith and Abar. Smith has got the fresher tires. Caution is out once again. Owen Bridges involved in this one. Paint to luck, heavy damage for the 17 as well. Major implications for several drivers who were having a phenomenal race at this point. Let's back it up and let's see what happened between the 12 and the 17. Oh, the 12 goes flipping off a 2. Oh, man. Hard hit for the 12 of Owen Bridges to that outside wall. Let's back it up and let's see what happened between him and the 3, because that 12, it just took a hard right like he got hooked. Ooh. I can't tell if the 3 or the 12, I mean, they made contact, but I can't tell. Yeah. Definitely a minor net code, but I think either way they were going to be making some contact there. Yeah, no doubt that they made contact, but man, what a ride for that 12 machine. Let's jump on his helmet cam. Hang on, folks. Man. And Bridges was having a phenomenal run to that point. Off the gyro cam. Let's jump on Paint to Luck Stash. Oh, man, just had absolutely no idea what was about to land in his lap. That 12 was a rocket ship off that outside wall. My goodness. Man, just absolutely no way you could have prepared for what was happening out of 2. Let's jump on his helmet cam. But yeah, right there, folks, you can see the 12s. Let's see if we can back it up and maybe slow it down a little more here. Oh, hello. Nope, wrong button. All right, here we go. Watch the 12, the white car on the bottom. He's coming up the track, right? But right there, it starts turning right before the 3 even gets to him. And then just carnage right in the lap of the 17. Just no idea what's about to happen. Matt Tucker got some major damage out of this as well. The 12 comes flying right back across the track. This is off the helmet cam of the 25 of Tucker. Man, just nowhere to go for the 25 either. Man, the 94 Cole Morton goes for a slide as well. Trying to get a better angle here. Oh. Oh, this is going to be a good angle here. Man, just a violent, violent crash. But, folks, we are back green here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 19 laps to go here. Smith, Manley, side by side. Torres, Babcock, they're side by side for third with Alberto Ebar just behind them. Bridges has had to obviously retire into 12 as well. Tucker on pit road getting his damage fixed along with Peyton to luck. But out front, Daniel Smith, Hunter Manley trying to check out from the field. Joe Torres in third, Robert Babcock fourth, Alberto Ebar in fifth. Camaro way up the track into 2. Babcock trying to slide job on the 43. Ebar cut it back down across the back. He's going to get it to the inside of the 2 this time. Ebar trying to power his way back up into 4th with 17 laps to go. He's going to get turned out of 4. Ebar gets turned by the 2 of Robert Babcock. Hard contact, and up and over goes the 43 off the front bumper, the 32. What is happening tonight here at Vegas? What is happening tonight? Heartbreak City in the Sin City for the 43. Absolute dominating performance ending in a shower of sparks out of 4. We're going to back it up and watch it from the NEXXTCAR drone. Couldn't tell if the 43 came up and wasn't clear, if the 2 came down and made contact. Yeah, right there. The 2 just... Babcock just comes down the track here. I mean, I think they's kind of met in the middle. The 43 is trying to come off the corner. The 2's got to come down so he doesn't get up into the outside wall. But the 2's also, he's 2 car lengths off the wall. I mean, look at how far off the wall the 2 is. But unfortunately, just... Well, folks, this race has turned into the race of survival. That is exactly what this race has turned into tonight. You know, Vegas always provides some great racing for the league, but it started off rough, and apparently it is going to end rough here tonight. Let's see what exactly happened with the 32 of Branson. Let's jump on his cockpit. There's helmet cam, and let's see what he sees out of that 32's windshield. Man. Well, folks, we don't have too many cars left in this thing. This is quickly turned into the race of survival tonight. I think that's going to leave about, I don't know, 4 cars on the track. Unbelievable. Robert Babcock, he's down in the way. Parker Suplin's down in the way. Keegan Lloyd, he's got some damage in that Miller Lite Ford, but he's back down in the way here in that 7th position. Cole Morton still being scored 2 laps down, but 9th on back, folks. Alberto Abar, the dominating car all night long, unfortunately not going to get the result that he needed. Branson was looking to continue his strong run. He was up inside the top 12 in the playoff chase, but unfortunately, he's going to finish 10th, but not the race he was looking for, along with Tulloch, Tucker, Bridges, Curtis, Bollinger, Gosnell, Wingfield, or Graham. But folks, down through turns 3 and 4 once again tonight. The pace car hooking that hard left onto pit lane. The control of the field is in the hands of the rookie in the 21. Into the NEXXTCAR restart zone we go. Green flag back in the air. 15 laps to go. 7 cars on the track. Make it 8 with Cole Morton 2 laps down. But Smith down low. Milkowicz up high. Joe Torres, Hunter Manley, side by side. Manley's going to get tight. He's going to have to chase it down the track. I'm sorry, Loosen. He's going to chase it down the track. The 3 of Torres is going to jump up in front of the 21. Manley getting underneath the 21. He's going to try to make the pass here through 3 and 4. He's going to do so. Here comes Joe Torres. He's going to get to the inside of the 31 of Daniel Smith. Side by side for the lead here through turns 1 and 2. Torres down low. Smith outside. Torres sideways through turns 1 and 2. This track continues to be loose tonight with 13 laps to go. Now side by side for second. Side by side for second. Manley outside. Torres on the inside. Oh, Torres up the track. Oh, is that going to get him turned? It does not. Torres, Manley still side by side, dead even down the backstretch this time. Manley's finally going to clear the 3 machine of Torres. Robert Babcock back here in that 6th position in the 2. Hunter Manley up into the outside wall out of 4 there. Little nudge to the outside wall, but that's going to open up the door for the 3 of Joe Torres. He's going to look to the inside down here to turns 1 and 2. Torres continuing to run that low middle groove there. That's going to get him clear to 15, but can Manley get a little run off that high line? All of this is allowing Daniel Smith to pull out to a half-second lead here down the backstretch as they're coming down to 9 laps to go here in this one, folks. 9 to go here at Vegas. Torres, Manley, they've been battling each other side by side for the majority of this race. But now, can they possibly work together to catch up to that 31 of Smith with 8 laps to go here at Vegas? 8 to go. 8 laps, 12 miles to settle it all here in the Sin City. Torres starting to cut into that lead a little bit here. Down to 0.3 of a second between the 3 and the 31. Manley 0.7 back. The 77-21 in a side-by-side battle here through turns 1 and 2. The 94 machine just ahead of this battle, but Morton being scored 2 laps down in that 8th position. But Torres, he's got it down to 0.2 of a second, folks, and closing in. Things heating up with 6 laps to go here at Vegas. 0.2 of a second, the gap between first and second. 0.7 of a second, the gap from first to third. Then it's 6 seconds back to fourth. But it is heating up here at the front with 5 laps to go this time. Torres using that middle groove there. Daniel Smith's going to slide up, takes the line away from him. The 3's up into the outside wall out of 2. That's going to grow to lead up to 0.4, and it continues growing up to 0.5 of a second. Torres major damage on the right side of that number 3 machine. With 4 laps to go, can he potentially run that 31 machine back down here at Vegas? Can the 3 regroup and bring the battle back to that 31? Big slide out of 2 again. Yeah, these drivers having to be up on the wheel tonight. There is no doubt about it. Seven-tenths of a second now, the gap between that 31 and the 3. Manley 1.1 back from Smith. The 77-21 continue their bumper-to-bumper battle here for 4th. But out front with 2 laps to go. The gap, 0.8 of a second. Torres now back into a battle with the 15 of Hunter Manley. But Daniel Smith is going to lead the field back to the white flag here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. White flag is in the air, presented by True Designs. 1.5 miles left in this one tonight, folks. 130 laps of survival here in the Sin City. But Daniel Smith gonna pick up right where he left off earlier in his NEXXTCAR career. In his return this season, he's gonna get back to victory lane. Daniel Smith is gonna win in Vegas. Kicks it sideways across the start-finish line. Joe Torres in second, Hunter Manley in third. The 21 of Don Milkowicz in fourth. But Daniel Smith started second, now finding himself burning it down at the start-finish line tonight. But folks, let's check out your race results from tonight. Daniel Smith in his return getting to victory lane. Joe Torres in second. Hunter Manley third. Don Milkowicz in his NEXXTCAR debut in fourth, along with Parker Supland in fifth. Robert Babcock sixth. Keegan Lloyd in seventh. Cole Morton eighth. Alberto Abar in ninth, with Trent Branson in 10th. Matt Tucker 11th, Peyton Tullock 12th, Owen Bridges 13th, Colin Bollinger 14th, Cole Gosnell 15th, Rayshawn Wingfield 16th, Jesse Graham 17th, Adam Curtis rounding out your field in that 18th position. But folks, we're going to step away here for a quick break. Don't go anywhere, because we have got your post-race interviews right around the corner.
Put your hands up.
He traded his guns for love, but he's caught in the crossfire. And he keeps waking up, but it's not to the sound of birds. The tyranny, the violent streets, deprived of all that we're blessed with, and we can't get enough. No, heaven, if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners, play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother, caught in the crossfire. Train my luck to know while he's caught in the crossfire. And I'm here waking up to the sun and the sound of birds. Society's anxiety deprives of all that we're blessed with. We just can't get enough. No, heaven, if you sent us down, so we could build a playground for the sinners who play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother, caught in the crossfire. Trust what I'm given. My faith still needs a gun. Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts? So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play as saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now. For every mother, every child, every brother is caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
Just watch me now. Just watch me now.
All right, folks, welcome back here to your post-race interviews from what turned into a wild survival race here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But hey, at the end of it all, Daniel Smith, and your return to racing this season, you returned to victory lane.
Oh, I go first. Oh, yeah, it's what I'm talking about, baby.
Absolutely, man. Walk me through it because, you started second, but walk me through the battle after the stage between you, Hunter Manley, and 6 other drivers. None of you guys wanted to clear each other. You'd get clear of the guy, then he'd come back on your inside. You'd find yourself in a 2-wide battle, a 3-wide battle, but it was hard, good, clean racing. Walk me through those like 25, 30 laps.
Oh yeah, that damn 3-car head daggone holding us up. Trying to save tires, and he daggone used up his stuff, and we was all bunched up. I was like, man, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. But, then everything kind of, the green flag pit stops happened. Walk me through that because that kind of changed the strategy. And then when that last, or not the last caution, but the caution after the pit stops came out, that changed everything for the outlook of this race.
To be honest, I have no idea what happened in the race. All I know is first stage, I didn't take tires whenever the yellow came out. Second stage, it seemed like we was all battling, having a good time, crossing it up. And then we ended up pitting, and still had 2 sets left whenever the yellow came out. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take it. The next yellow came out, Alberto pitted, and I was like, all right, if another yellow comes out, we got pit. That's pretty much what happened. Other than that, it was Alberto's race. He was gone.
Yeah, no, for sure. It definitely was his race, but hey, unfortunately, that's the luck of racing sometimes. Sometimes these things play out in your favor, and sometimes they don't. Unfortunately, it was not his day, but it was definitely yours. You obviously had a very fast Pennzoil Toyota. You started second. You walked away leading 33 laps en route to your victory. But, I know you haven't been racing this season because of work and everything, but, next time you jump in a race like this, how does this give you the momentum moving on?
I mean, obviously, the track's sponsored by Pennzoil, so they cheated up my car a little bit. Not as much as Alberto's, but it was a hot ride. I mean, honestly, I just come in cool, calm, collected, just looking to have fun and see where it goes. I mean, I try to shoot for top 3s, and then we just kind of go from there. The opportunity shows, and hey, we're gonna try to get the win. I hate it for Alberto. I was really hoping to race him at the end. They get to race Joe a little bit at the end. That was fun. And then obviously my teammates with Hunter Manley and all that. It's always a blast racing with them and Robert. And sorry, Peyton, for bumping you. Your Tesla's still cool. Hope you're not too mad.
Absolutely, buddy. You said you wanted to have some fun. Well, I hope you had as much fun behind the wheel for those 30 laps as I did calling it. But hey, congrats on coming back and congrats on the win tonight.
I appreciate it. It was all fun.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your second place finish, Joe Torres. Man, tonight, I know you wanted to get back to victory lane for the second time this season, but you came into tonight's race second in the points. Well, your points leader, Alberto Abar, struggled, and here you are, finishing second tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, honestly. But that dang gum 31, I knew that cart was cheated up because he was sponsored by Pennzoil. I knew that car was cheated.
Chill out.
We all knew. Hey, here's the thing. We all knew a car with a 3 on the door was going to win this race. I mean, it was plain obvious after we got us 3 pulled away from the entire pack. It was to be honest, it was a lot of fun racing with Daniel and racing with Alberto. Even though Alberto had the master class of the field and had a cheating Yoder as well, so I had to go to war between 2 Toyotas and one Toyota won the race. But other than that, great time. I had a lot of fun with everybody else. Daniel, I wasn't holding you up, buddy. I didn't use up my stuff. I was just on the old tires, just like you were, buddy.
Yeah, you mentioned old tires. We saw whether they were brand new tires fresh out of the pits, whether they had 10 laps on them or 30 laps on them. Everybody was kicking it sideways out of turn two. Walk me through the struggle of keeping the car underneath you tonight.
Oh yeah, once the rubber started collecting in the middle of turn two, it just became treacherous, and especially with the wind that was blowing, we had like 23-mile-per-hour winds, if
Mm-hmm.
I'm correct.
Yep.
It made the car even more treacherous. Like if we made a mistake, we'll lose a lot of momentum, and if you can't keep the wheel straight, you lose a lot of momentum. So it was a very fine line of keeping it from being wrecking loose or wrecking tight. You just had there was no in between basically.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last question for you. This makes 4 out of the first 5 races of you finishing inside the top 5. We talked about you're sitting second in the points coming into tonight's race, 32 points behind Alberto. But hey, this officially makes it halfway through the regular season. 5 races down, 5 races to go. How do you like about where you're sitting here in second? And what do you got for that 43 machine in the second half of the regular season?
Well, looks like we're just gonna have to go back to work, go back to the drawing board, and try to figure out how to get the most speed out of the car. Like like you said, the 43 has been the class of the field, been the class of the field this year. Uh, and see how far behind we were, see how far behind we are in our program. We just have to keep working on it and keep getting better. Of course, it would suck to just be second, but in all honesty, I'm just happy. I'm just happy with the performance we've had, and we're just doing the best we can. I just wish that Mobile One car won at the track that had the Pennzoil sponsorship there. It was the Battle of the Oils.
Absolutely, buddy. But hey, congrats on that second place finish.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your third place finisher, Hunter Manley. What's going on, buddy? Long time no talk.
Hello, hello.
Kind of like the 31 machine over there. You haven't really been racing this season, but you jumped in and it's like you never left. You're right back where you left off, right here with the podium after Vegas.
Yeah, I like the Xfinity car, but like I've been busy, and I was like, I want the right track to come back to, and Vegas is just one of the most fun tracks to me because it's a multi-line, multi-groove. You find some speed somewhere, just get out of the air, and you can battle. And we had a good run with it because of tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say you had a good run tonight. You heard your other two top 3 finishers talking about the battle between the 7 of y'all. Walk me through your view of it.
I have an old saying: fun to watch, sucks to be a part of, and that's what it was. Because I bet on the broadcast that looked amazing and super fun, but in the car I was screaming slurs and any cuss word I could think of to get out of my way or stop pinching me down or stop making me loose. But it was fun. Like we had the top, middle, bottom. Like they were saying, like you were sliding loose and you just had to deal with it. If you got too tight, you had to work on the next corner to try to make up that gap. And fun to see, but man, it was quite a handful in the car.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a blast to call on the broadcast because y'all were so close. I had all 7 of y'all on the same screen in the same picture, so I didn't know where to look. I'm looking to the left of the screen to watch that battle. I'm looking to the right to watch the guys in the back of that field. So it was a great battle for the first those 30 laps. But kind of like Daniel, what kind of momentum does this give you moving forward here?
I wasn't too sure coming back. I hadn't seen the field in a while, so I wasn't sure where I'd kind of average out, and it felt good to run towards the front. So I think we got some competitive stuff. I didn't know we had cheating in the car because I don't feel like I got the cheats because I had pins on the car too, and I didn't have the speed Plant had. So I might have to talk to the shop manager or something because I missed something. But if we keep bringing cars like that and driving like that, as much as it's not fun to race, if it's in the packs like that when you're trying to catch somebody who's 5 seconds ahead, if we keep racing in those style battles and having some fun, we can have some fun this year. Maybe make some noise.
Yeah, absolutely. One last question for you. You talked about Vegas having the multi grooves. You can find speed. Well, you can basically kind of do the same thing next weekend at Phoenix. How do you feel about it?
Every time I say, you know what, I think I figured Phoenix out, I come back and I suck. So we'll put some laps down, figure some stuff out, and hopefully find some speed there because those flat, long corners are usually not my style. But we'll see what we got.
Absolutely, buddy. Hey, congrats on this top 3 in your return tonight.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. But folks, that's going to do it for your post-race interviews from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It was Heartbreak City and the Sin City for the 43 of Alberto Ebar, but it was all about that 31 of Daniel Smith stepping up and taking advantage of it and getting back to victory lane. But folks, that is going to do it for this one tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed calling it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you guys next time. Next week, we got a very special edition of the NEXXTCAR pre-race show, one you are not going to want to miss. But I will catch you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of your week. God bless, and good night.
There's nothing more, 'cause I'm stronger than I was before. It's time to stand up, show me what you're made